Hopefully you can hear me.
Welcome back to Tahoe today. We're joined now by Madonna Dunbar. Now, did you watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't have a favorite team.
Yeah.
It was crushing.
Yeah.
It was crushing.
It wasn't the best game. It was
No.
kind of boring. But something that wasn't boring, speaking of boring and things that aren't, bears are not boring. We saw the bear over at Heavenly going down the race course the other week.
Yes.
What are they doing out of hibernation?
That made international press. They're not hibernating because they can get food, and basically the food they can get is things we leave in our car, our actual groceries, or garbage. And so if there's a food source for an American black bear, they will sleep very lightly, but they will not enter any deep hibernation at all. And so that's why you saw that bear on the ski run the other day.
Now you're wearing a pin that
Be
says
Bear Smart.
Be Bear Smart.
Yeah.
What are some tips for people to be Bear Smart?
Incline Village has really tried to take the lead. We've got a really strong education program, and we're using the Be Bear Smart model, which is actually a model out of Canada. It encompasses everything you need to do about being a person who lives in bear country. That includes knowing how to take care of your garbage, like putting it in a locking wildlife-resistant trash container that locks and can get beaten up and dragged along and pretty much frustrates the bears on getting garbage, to other things of like knowing how to make sure that you're keeping an eye on your property. So if you see some activity near your crawl space, making sure you don't have a bear under your house. We have got lots of bears under houses right now.
Yeah.
When they are sleeping.
Our director had a bear under her house for, I mean, I think she was saying months, like 6 months to a year almost.
Yeah.
And they took the bears away finally, but they were just living under there because it's like a den to them.
Yeah. It is a den. We've built our homes inside of the bears' forest homes. And so it's really up to us to be responsible and take the lead, doing things like we pretty much shouldn't have bird feeders in the Tahoe Basin at all. We have to really start being serious about our garbage, and that's one thing that Incline's doing. Is there's a board vote. Board of Trustees are voting next month to see if they're going to make containers like this mandatory or metal bear boxes for anybody with residential service. And we're also looking at increasing the strength of our dumpsters and the ease of use for people with our dumpsters. Right now we have dumpsters that get left open, and the bears just climb in, and they've got 30,000 calories sitting inside of a commercial dumpster. So,
and their noses, I mean, they can probably, the reason they go for the trash is because they can smell it, right? So these locks actually do help.
With these locks, they can still smell somewhat, but it's because there's still, some air gap. But you don't have bags of garbage lining the streets. These can be left outside. You can buy these on Amazon right now. You can buy them at Lowe's and at Home Depot. Different people in different communities in Tahoe want to check with their trash provider first before they purchase anything like this. But we have about 350 of these type of units out in Incline Village. And for people who haven't been willing or are able to afford to put in a bear box, it's a tremendous second option. You leave it outside, you put the garbage in, it locks. The bear has to really work. They're not bear proof, but they are very bear resistant. So it's a really good tool.
Now, you were saying that, obviously the fact that the bears aren't hibernating is a bit of a problem, and this is one of the solutions to help keep them out, because they're not going to have that easily accessible food source that they go and try to claim. But what is IVGID specifically doing about these types of garbage cans?
Well, as I mentioned, on March 12th, there's a Board of Trustees vote to see if this is going to become the mandated standard. You would not be putting your garbage at the curb unless it's in this container, this type of container, or a metal bear box. We've also done some things. We have a 24-hour trash hotline. People in Incline can call 775-832-1221 anytime they see a garbage problem. We're not talking about pine needles. We're talking about food waste. But we have that, and that's been very effective. We've given out in the past several years, we've given out more than 900 violations and more than $80,000 worth of fines. Our fine program makes somebody who's had a problem get one of these. That's really what the fine is. It's not just us getting the money. And that has slowed down problems. We used to have repeat locations. We all know it. There's a renter in the neighborhood who just doesn't quite get it. If they've had a problem, they got one of these, the problem stopped. So our enforcement has been very, very strong, the strongest in the basin. And now our Board of Trustees is looking at these as the next step. We really want to, be leaders in the community. Incline's gotten a lot of bad press nationally because, the bears, you can't just relocate them. They come back. And so the bears end up dying in this process. And it's really up to us to clean up and be good about our garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. And just getting the information out there. IVGID does such a good job of putting out information. You guys have a great website, IVGID.org. You can find out more information. We can't put the panel up or the graphic that you're used to seeing, so it's IVGID.org. Yeah. Pretty simple, not too hard. And the number again to call 775.
To talk to Waste Not in Public Works, we're happy to answer people's questions. Our number is 775-832-1212. Our trash hotline number is 775-832-1221. And another great resource in the entire Tahoe Basin is I want to give a shout out to the Bear League. Their number is 530-525-PAWS. And they'll answer anybody's questions. They'll answer the phone 24 hours a day. So
plenty of resources.
A lot of resources, really. It's just time for people to take it seriously. It's one of the privileges of living here, is to be able to see a bear. Let's keep them alive by locking up the garbage. That's all it's really about.
Absolutely. And how many times have you been driving around the lake and you see a bear and then all the cars just stop and people want to take pictures because it's not something you see every day. So we are lucky to live where we do, and we need to, with that awesomeness also comes responsibility.
Big responsibility, not that hard of a problem to solve.
Right.
Just got to do it.
Thank you so much, Madonna.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Madonna Dunbar from IVGID. Again, IVGID.org is their website. We can't put it on the screen right now, but if you want to find out more information, please go to their website and be responsible. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Be bear smart.
Be bear smart.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Tahoe Today right after this.